New at huntmode.ca. There's a lot, and it's been a pretty remarkable week of getting stuff done. This week, the big things that we accomplished was thanks to a really great feedback call that I had with one of the beta users. Came up with some new features that were rolled out this week, actually just today. So we decided that the part of the onboarding process was a little bit complicated, not knowing what was going to happen with each step. Of course, the tribal knowledge I had made it all make sense, but he got a little bit discombobulated, as one would expect. So what we were able to do there is to make the onboarding more seamless, request a little bit more information, but build your entire profile so you're ready to go out of the gate. Also, during the CV generation process, he noticed that there was some things that he particularly wanted to be able to change as far as wording or titles. So I built in a Chatbot Editor into it. So you're able to go in now and edit to your style or anything you like to make sure that it's still going to be accurate to what your resume is, but you're going to have some control over if you want to change any of the wording, the flow, or any of that. We also added tool tips all over the place and the UI enhancements. As I was watching the beta user go through, I was like, oh gosh, yeah, it doesn't make sense that this regenerate button is a different color or shape. So we've edited those. It should be a cleaner, easier to understand UI, UX throughout there. And let's go in and take a peek at some of the things that from the beta user side came out to me. Is I'm glad to hear that it was something that was a good interest and something that was a match for these users as well. So one of the main things was, I think a lot of people that have any touch of neurodiversity at all, or just a lot of people in our tech space, we do a lot of great things and we just assume that others are going to see it, know about it. So we don't spend a lot of time giving ourselves that congratulatory or structured feedback on, hey, here's all the great things you did and how to say it. It's more just like, of course we did those. It's our job and we try to be our best at it. So one of the things that that this person found really helpful was this section here. So by being able to go into the interview prep, what it does is it looks at your role, your history, the job you've applied for, what they're looking for, and it helps craft those things that you might not otherwise have at the top of your head. So if somebody asks about developer trust, it's I know what I've done, but I don't say it. In here, you're able to see things that come back and say, hey, here's some of the verifiable good things that you've done. So it really sort of gives you, I don't know, a little bit of a dopamine hit, and also just make sure that you're not selling yourself short. I think that's a thing a lot of people have that's in here. So Xing out of that mode, very easy. The other thing, practice AI coach. This goes through at 3 different levels of screening. So your initial screening call, what you can expect, what you should be delivering, what your messaging is based off of that, and puts you through a practice test with each of them. And you can adjust the level of difficulty right up to darn right, yeah, I wouldn't want to take the job even if you offered me hard. So that's another thing that's being added this week. Again, the blog, if you haven't looked at it, check out the blog. There's always new things that are on here about how to find new roles, different things. If you've got a piece that you'd like to write or any success you want to share, super open to having anybody else contribute to this. The one last thing that I wanted to mention was with mouse overs and everything, now we have the find similar roles. So if you have a role that you're a very good fit for, the fit score showed up as being spot on, it's what you want, finding those similar roles. For every beta tester that I've spoken with so far, including myself, it's surfaced roles that were not on our radar. So it's definitely an interesting feature to give it a try. So that is what's new for July, and I think that's probably going to be it for July for a while. So hopefully that was interesting.